110 acres. Yeah, and hay. And I said, hey, would you allow us to put pumpkins out there? And he was like, sure, let's do it. So we're tied in to his property back there, and I was going to take everybody on a little walk around, show you guys what we're doing down here. It's pretty cool. So you guys up for that? Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's go on down here. I'm eating my last.
Gotta remember the corner and push that.
So Clint put, where is he?
He's coming.
He's a little slow. A little quieter down here. It's nice. Hopefully it won't be come the end of September. So we looked at this and we went around to the different fall festivals. And my girlfriend has 3 small children. So we did like every fall festival within like 60 miles last year. It's crazy. I must have bought like 100 pumpkins. I'm just kidding, but that's what it felt like. It was like every time we went, the kids wanted another pumpkin. But what was so cool was that I looked at the attractions and things like that, and we were like, these are very simple, basic attractions that are not, and they're not manned. It's not like, how many of you guys have been to like a fall festival pumpkin patch? Okay. So, I know I'm talking to a group of kids, I love it. When we went to the pumpkin patches, you know, they have the simple things. They have the big moon bounce that's like that big pillow, and then they've got, you know, the pedal cars, and it's a lot of self-help things. It's a lot of like the hay pyramids and the slides and all that. So we were, of course, trying to keep our staffing to a minimum because most of my employees go back to school, in the fall. So we do have some local kids that we keep on staff, but for the most part, we go from 155 employees down to about 35, 40 employees. So we wanted to get the attractions in here and bring the people in and give them a reason to come in. So first thing, I was like, we've got to have zip lines. So this is a seated zip line. So you've got the disc that you sit on. There'll be a platform that we're building here, and you zip down 150 feet. The reason I went 150 feet is because the only other fall festival that's nearby here has a zip line that's 100 feet. So I had to do 150 feet, like, of course. Where the white truck is sitting right now, that is going to be leveled off, and there will be a 80 feet long by 33 foot wide jumping pillow.
Nice.
The reason I went 80 feet long is because the closest one to us is 60 feet long, so I had to go 80 feet long. Over by where the tractor trailer is sitting, we'll just walk on over there. That's going to be pedal cars. So you're going to have the self-help pedal cars where you just jump on, and you have the track where you can ride around and things like that. One of the things that we're doing that's going to be really unique about our event is that I went down to, have you guys been down to Frontier Town in Ocean City? Yeah? Okay. So they have a, it's all Western themed, right? And they have a Indian village that's down there. Well, when we got there, we thought, well, this is going to be kind of hokey. And we went in and we got to talking to them, and they're like, no, stay for the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. So over here on the right-hand side behind the hay is going to be our Indian village. And the gentleman I talked to, his name's John Laughing Wolf. He's a Cherokee. It's himself and another Cherokee Indian that put on this show. And it's too huge. They have these 2 huge 20-foot teepees, and they have this big dirt stage. So we're walking up and we're like, this is going to be hokey. This has got to be hokey. And the guys are telling me, no, go see it. It's really great. So we go down there. 15 minutes later, I'm on the dance floor holding hands with 2 other guys with a bunch of other people in a big circle doing a friendship dance. It was so much fun. And it's like when we sat down and the kids are having a great time, everybody's having a good time. And I was like, I'm going to recruit these guys. I'm going to get them to come up to the park for the fall. And that's exactly what we did. So we recruited John, and it's actually James and John. I told him if we just had Peter, we'd have 3 apostles. So we've got James and John who are coming up, and they're both Cherokee Indian. And we're going to be setting up an area where there'll be 2 teepees. There'll be logs set out for the actual seating. He has 2 horses that he brings. And actually, anybody watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Anybody a deadhead? Yeah. So in one of the scenes, I didn't watch Walking Dead, but in one of the scenes, the last couple scenes of the show, one of the lead guys gets thrown off of a horse, lands on some sort of rebar, and he ends up dying. It didn't actually happen, but the horse that he was supposedly thrown off of, the horse he was riding, is one of the horses that's going to be here. So it's one of John's horses. So he's bringing these trick horses. They do this whole show. They talk about Native American experience, and they teach you how to throw a tomahawk, teach you how to do shoot a bow and arrow, and then they do a whole dance and everything about it. I'd love for you guys to come back, and I want to give you guys, anybody that's here, you get a complimentary pass for the fall festival, so you can come back, have a good time, and just come on. It's very good. Over along this this area right here, where you can see where we just planted grass, this is going to be our barnyard. So we're bringing in a bunch of animals. So there'll be about 6 or 8 pens over here. So we're doing, chickens, ducks, whatever, pigs, cows. Anybody have anything that they want to bring? We have kids. We'll put a pen for kids. Crazy dogs. Crazy dogs sounds perfect. Yeah. And in the area that you're standing in right now, this is going to be horse racing. For those of you guys that come back, I will challenge you to a horse race. Okay. These things are awesome. It's a big inflatable. No, it's an inflatable bouncing horse, and it's this. They call it. His name's Buckeye, and it's a down and back race, and it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast. So we're doing that. We're doing pumpkin bowling. We're going to be doing so that's all going to be set up right in this area. So pumpkin bowling. We've got the duck races. I don't know if you guys have ever done the duck races, but you take a duck, you put it up in a piece of PVC, and then you have to pump to get your duck to go down and back. So we're going to have that, and just a lot of really fun stuff. Plus, right on the other side of this tree line is our pumpkin patch. So we got 4 acres of pumpkin patch. So we'll be taking hay rides down and around and over to the pumpkin patch. So, yep. And then our hay, which is going to be our massive hay pyramid right in the middle with slides and things like that off of it. So it's going to be a fun event. So, all right.
I challenge you to a horse race.
You're on. Bring it, sister. We're going to do it. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Where's your property line?
So good question. So the property line on this side is about where the tree line is right there, and about where the tree line is right here. This property is slated eventually for water park. So yeah, it's been, we've been talking about it for 12, 13 years.
Yeah. We're big on the rubber ducks in the lazy river.
Oh, okay, very good, very good. Yeah, we're actually standing. Well, the wave pool would be over there, so we're actually standing right in the middle of the water park. If if it was finished off. So yeah, lazy river will wrap around, and we have some stormwater management ponds on the lower side of this hill, but we can build out another about 1.5 acres. So, everything that you see here is fill. So we're standing on about 20 foot of fill right now that we brought in to bring this area up. So, yeah. But, yeah.
How many weeks is this fall festival last?
Fall festival is going to run from September 27th till October 31st. So. Up on the top of the hill where the cars are parked are going to be folks from Home Depot are bringing picnic tables, and they're having the company Pavestone build us Pavestone fire pits. So we'll have 12 fire pits up there we'll be renting out. It's $50 for a fire pit, and you get to come and cook whatever you want.
And with s'mores?
S'mores, goats, whatever. I'm good with it. Yeah, we'll provide the fire. You provide whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to. Yeah. So the main entrance, what we're going to do is we're going to bring them down. Now this is something new for us, and Clint and I have talked about the park going to a gated experience so that we can actually decrease our ticket price. We're gonna do that for the fall festival. It will be a gated experience. So basically, we'll come down the walkway, come along the gravel up there in between us and the scrambler, and then you'll hit the tent. Over to the left over here. I know this is a lot of visual. For those of you guys that aren't visual, I apologize. But over to the left here, if you look straight up towards past that cone, you'll see the two panels that are laying on the ground. That's going to be our main entrance into the event. So you'll walk through here, and that'll bring you down into the event. It's going to be a $12 gate fee to come in, so very affordable and a lot of fun. That'll be just for this experience. So, but anyhow, and then listen, you guys have been to so many different parks, and actually, I've shared with you guys a lot about the history of the park and things like that. And one of the things we really want to do is we want to continue to grow, and we're looking at customer experience. And one of the things that we're looking at changing for the park, and I'd love your feedback, is we're looking at changing from a pay-as-you-play type of facility to a gated park, because so many people come strictly to do something. And to bring the cost down so that everybody can enjoy the park, we're looking at going from $36 to $29. So it's $36.95 right now for an all-day pass. However, if you don't, not everybody buys a pass. So we were looking at it as we want families to be able to play together at our park. I was just up at Hershey, and I think I told Clint this, I paid $26 to build a Hershey bar. And I was like, if I can pay $26 to build a Hershey bar, then, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't we do something simple? It'd be like $29.95. It's a gated fee. You come in and you get the whole park for $29.95. I want to run that past you guys because you visit more parks than I ever will. And so I want some feedback, because the majority of the parks that are out there that have a lot of rides and things like that, that's what we're looking at. So, think about it. If you think it's a great idea, great. If you think it's a bad idea, great. Tell me why, because I want to hear it. Yeah.
Melinda Gasperi. My sister, who's a grandmother of a number of grandchildren, doesn't ride anything.
Right.
And she gets so mad when they make her pay
Yeah.
for rides that she won't get on.
Right.
If you offered a non-rider or a Grammy Grandpa pass,
Okay.
some kind of thing like that, I have
Yeah.
a feeling you might even get more business.
Yeah. Okay, that's good feedback. I like it.
I think Kennywood does something.
My comment also.
Yeah. Okay.
Like some live entertainment.
Live. Yeah. See, that's what it'll open us up to.
I think you need like a show.
But so you can't draw people in. Like right now, it's not a draw,
Yeah.
And so we're partnering with WFRE and WFMD. They're sponsoring this event, and we're going to be doing like brown bags, where we're talking about having local talent, country talent, come in and play, and then building it up and actually using this area before we build the water park as a stage and things like that to do, small concerts. So it's just kind of fun.
They have an upcharge for a school dog to ride.
For what?
School dog.
What about your game area?
So the arcade would be, what we did was we copied off of Clint, and we went to we have an RFID, which is in each one of your all's bands now. So the RFID you can buy, once you have a pass, an all-day pass, for $10 you get unlimited video. What's that?
Does it work for a season
It will, yeah, it'll work for a season pass. So if you're a season pass holder, you just pay $10 when you walk in the door, you play unlimited video.
Oh, could I have done that today?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody told me.
Oh, okay. Well,
He just did.
I'll hook you up. I'll take care of you. So, but yeah, and then what it will do is what we're looking at is it gives us the opportunity to open it up to discounting our flights on the Sky Coaster and doing a lot of other things, because literally we're spreading the cost out to everybody. But the customer experience, we want to increase the customer's experience, like you were talking about, having shows, having things like that that are going on inside the park. So.
But how would you use it, like the door for people coming out? You're going to have the door locked and then have them do the band to get them?
No, you'd actually, we configure the entrance area differently. So you'd come in and you'd hit, we're looking at kiosks with employees that would be helping you at the kiosk, and you just go through a turnstile as you come into the park. So similar to any other, you go up to Hershey or you go to pretty much anywhere, yeah, you'll just go through a little,
I know you said the fire pits, you were going to do something that, you bring your own stuff.
Yeah.
But what if you had little bags that were set up for s'mores?
We're doing s'mores kits. I love that. See, we're simpatico. Feed more ideas. I like this. What's that? Season pass good for that's next year. That's next year. I heard you say that last time. We're doing that, and we're. yeah, get away from Clint. You keep getting ideas from Clint. Yes. See? Steal ideas from Funland. I like that. He said he wanted to put in a soaring eagle. I was like, I looked it up. I was like, yeah, I think. Oh.
What are you doing? What are you killing me?
He said he wanted to put in a zip line. So.
Quick, everybody, internet.
Yeah. So.
Is that next to the ball
You need to set up a what?
Flyers.
Questions? No more questions.
Yes, flying scooters.
Scooters?
Flying scooters.
What's a flying scooter?
What's a flying scooter?
The bin on the front.
Flyers.
Flyers.
The flyers.
Oh, the Phoenix Flyers. Really?
Phoenix Flyers, flying scooter, whatever. Yeah.
Really?
The older ones.
Okay, well, we do have the balloon race, which is going on.
I know
What's
strict
that?
rules.
No strict rules.
This is the one that has. Okay, wait a second. Is this the one that they have at Hershey Park that has the big? It's like a bird.
It has the big sails.
Has the big sails on it.
Yes.
Really?
If you put that in here and you ran it at a appropriate speed,
We will all be here every
will be
day.
here every day.
You're kidding me.
No.
All right, now here you go. I'm gonna task you guys with something. This is a great idea. Find me one.
Get a gas powered.
I know. Find me one.
I can do it again.
All right,
But
yeah,
you
find
have
me.
to let us ride them the
And it
way
has
we
to
want.
be for sale. You can't find me one that we're gonna go steal in the middle of the
I
night.
found one that was for sale.
Although I am probably game with that. I mean, I
I
get.
found one for Dan Cook.
Here's the thing
wouldn't
though.
like that too much.
Here's the thing. You can get one, but you need to have Dick Knoble modified.
Okay. All right.
Because, I mean, he's got like a V8 engine up in for his.
Really?
Something
Yeah,
crazy
there's
like
a
that.
front. It's powered by the front
It's
end of
a
the truck.
4-cylinder tractor engine.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dick Knoble.
It runs off of LP gas.
Yeah.
He runs propane.
I know they are. They're great people. So anybody that wants to come out and hang out and help us put up fencing, we're putting up fencing starting this afternoon.
Gee, look at the time.
I made sure that it was, everyone's gonna be here. No, we're gonna be putting up fencing tomorrow, building out the whole event. So make sure you come back and like I said, use your free passes. You come back and enjoy it. It's gonna be a great time. And
Where's our pass?
yeah, I know. Where's your passes? I'm gonna make sure everybody gets them. Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing something for the fall.
Yes.
What about for the winter?
Okay, so wintertime, I don't have a, I haven't stolen any ideas from Clint yet, so I don't know what we're doing for the wintertime. So mini
That
golf.
wouldn't be bad.
Holiday mini golf.
Holiday mini golf.
That wouldn't be bad.
Be
Something
great.
you could do in the winter.
So we've talked about doing some other things. One of the things that I think somebody, when I put ideas out on Facebook, I had 2 people respond to me about that we should do an indoor scrambler. So we have been talking to a couple companies about putting an insulated tent over the scrambler with a walkway, because that entrance right there goes into the main building, and putting the walkway into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What we're
What'd you
talking
say?
about.
What'd you say? Stripper lights and what? Oh, stripper lights and pole. Yeah.
Potato, potato.
Potato, fine. Yeah. So yeah, strobe. I see.
Make it look like the premier nightclub in there.
Hey, it sounds fantastic.
Have you been to Carowinds for their winter things?
No,
They put up miniature ice skating rinks. They have 2 or 3 of them
Really?
down there, yeah.
Well, we looked at doing that. The only thing is that because we're such a destination, we're so far removed from any major metropolitan areas. I'm not like Funland, where I'm like right in the middle of everybody. So, but that's what there you go. Ice skating rink. Do you guys have one in your area?
Yeah, well, Kings Dominion does one.
Do they?
Their whole fountain. Whole Winterfest budget is building that ice skating rink.
Holy moly.
We're not talking about back.
Okay.
There's a lot of insurance, I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
built one in my backyard.
So you're saying just run the fire hose down here and just ice it up. Just dam it up down there and just let it go.
Oh yeah, those
Horse racing on the ice. That'd be excellent for insurance.
No tubing.
And then it could be sponsored by like the local dentist.
snow tubing on the fun slide.
They get mouth guards and helmets. It's perfect.
Now, there's something I've
Yeah.
seen before.
One of the parks
Yeah, you
down in
could take
Florida
your-
has something similar to your slide that they put snow on.
Really?
Snowmaker, and they do tubing.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, they'll
Snow.
run like plastic sheeting down,
Yeah.
and that's what you can use your hay after you do the
Yeah,
permit.
I saw Fun Spot did a so we just purchased this. We bought a giant foam machine, So, and we're doing phone parties for the kids for our before and after school and summer camps. And it was so much. I was like, oh, this thing's ridiculous, you know. So we put it up on the. We took our big lift and we lifted it way up in the air, and I mean the foam that poured out of this thing. You gotta look at it on Facebook. It's hilarious. I mean the kids just disappeared. Like it was so thick. I was like, this is great. All we need to do is put this in a room, put some lights on, and go crazy. But then we thought about it also with the slide. Who was talking about the slide? Where'd it go? Okay, so the slide, they do a huge down at Fun Spot. They do a foam party with their slide and their bounce houses, and they do this massive foam party with the bounce houses and things like that. So we're thinking.
Go in the bounce house.
I think that should be. We should do like after 9.
Yeah.
Okay, big announcement. So September the 9th. We go in for our beer and wine license. There you go. There you go. But anyhow, all right, guys. Well, what's that?
That's soon, huh?
Oh yeah, it's soon. We
don't have to go party at local wines.
I know.
Let's go next door.
Yeah. So have you guys all walked back there? Yeah. So what we're looking at doing. So one of the feedbacks that I was getting from guests was that the park was small, and I was like, the park is not small. We're 19 acres. You know, we have a lot of room. So we started looking at ways. If you remember last year, the tilt-a-whirl was right up here, and then right behind it was the junior coaster, the tumbleweed. And when I was in Florida picking up the balloon race and Ferris wheel, you know, I saw this sitting out in the weeds, this slide, and I'm like, this will work out perfect. So I picked up the slide. We bought the slide, brought it up here. It came out of Georgia, and there was a Six Flags park. Anybody remember? It was an American Adventure. Yeah. Okay. Well, Six Flags bought them up, and then they shut down the dry park because they really wanted the water park. So the ride had been sitting there for a long time. So I grabbed that. I grabbed they had the balloon race, and then I picked up a Ferris wheel, which is really cool. It came out of New Orleans. So we just looked at I just looked at an aerial view. I was flying my drone around. This was before I flew it into the tree. And then had to buy another drone. But we were flying over top, and I was like, you know, how can we lay this out? How can we change it? Because of course this is all concrete, and we didn't want to make a whole lot of changes. So we just looked at having a pathway around the backside of the park. And for those of you guys who nosed around and went all the way up and around, it does kind of dead end right before you get to the backside of the Sky Coaster. The idea is that it will have a complete loop all the way around the backside of the park, so you'll be able to walk all the way around and exit out underneath of the Sky Coaster. We've just got to move some of the daycare's play area, so we're gonna move that out. But yeah, how many did you guys walk? Everybody walk back there? Yeah. Cool. Very cool. So. Anyhow, but it's all public, you know. It's like, how does the public perceive us, and how do they, you know, do they view us as a little park, and now we have people saying things like, when I ask them, have you done the tumbleweed or the slide, they say, oh no, I haven't been to that side of the park yet. I'm like, yes, they're getting it in there.